What up YouTube, this is your boy Lago One Half Enduro, bringing you a discussion review, something I did in a long time. Basically I'm bringing you my first impression of Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'm just giving you a little overall view of it from what I've played. I've got the special edition from Japan and I'm playing it and I'm liking it. I'll say that up front. For future reference, when I say Blade, I'm talking about the Wii version, or the 3DS version if you want to call that, or X is for the Wii U version of the game that's not come down to America yet. If you want an in-depth detail of the game, right now there's a link up there just flashing with a card. You go to Player Essence, which is Francis. He'll give you more in depth of the game. Me, I'm just getting overall because that's, you know, cause I'm doing this for fun. I'm not doing this for monetize my videos and blah blah blah. Anyway, let's get into this game right here, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Very cool game. I want to start off with the world. Now the world, wow, the world is amazing. I have to say they did Monolith Soft did a great job of making this world extensive. It's just gorgeous, organic, ornate. Just feel like it's lived in, breathing to a certain point. But I'll explain that out. Game. The world is good, and you know what I mean, it's just the animals, the organic, the way these guys imagine the animals and the way the world works is, I mean, these are the games I love that uses a human's imagination to come up and create these worlds. Again, not a bash against anybody who loves, you know, realism, but I play games to escape real world most of the time, and this feels very well. So if you're a person like me who just love a fantasy world and stuff like that, this is the place to really check it out. And it looks gorgeous. It looks very nice in its resolution. I have a 4K TV and all that stuff, so it just looks good in its resolution that I have right now. The game is smooth. I'll get to that point as well too. And I say one thing that is a blessing. Thank God they put a run button. Thank you. That was a thing that Blade I didn't like that much, and y'all remedied that. Now we have a run button and a big jump button. I don't know if it's like the gravity is different on Earth, whatever, because you're jumping so big. But hey, it is what it is. The city part of when you're inside of Los Angeles, the city part is also a little, you know, feels like a lived in city, kind of like a Grand Theft Auto and all that, you know, Grand Theft Auto in the city, doing certain things. Of course, you're doing your skill. It feels like a JRPG and a Western RPG together in a city, which is good. You walk around, talk to people, do your shopping, and everything else like that. I also but talking about the dolls, I got into the dolls, basically the skulls, and I get to travel around the world and just experience what like the nocturnal world is. Oh man, that is so gorgeous. I have to say that is a gorgeous world. And to get them, that's the mechs, the dolls. You go around. It's cool. The transformation. I mean, you have a fuel supply, so you're not going. You're not gonna have the freedom you think you're gonna have. And also, a lot of people think that once you get the dolls, they'll be fast travel. You have fast travel already. But there are certain areas like caves and wandering roads and everything that are very extensive that you still need to do with your regular human, and that's what I'm saying. I'm happy to put that run button in there. That's a godsend. So don't think once you get the dolls it'll be easy. You know, it'll ease up certain things to do traveling, but not. You know, again, they've figured out a way to make it still that you need to be on foot to do a lot of things. So with that said, let's go into, so like I said, the Wii U makes this game looks, somebody who takes the time to optimize what they need to do. They found out this world is good. Now let's go to what part took the hit. Characters. Any fans about that? The characters took a hit, of course. But there's no perfect game. You find your weaknesses, your strengths, and you make the game. That's what you call optimization. And that characters right now, yes. If you want to, you have enough customization that you could change the character's face and hair and stuff to be more like an alien or more of a like an android or something, so you don't feel too bad. So if that's your concern, But I would say if you're gonna do the hair and stuff, you stay away from long flowing wavy hair and locks. It doesn't look like it gelled together. So that's my advice to you guys right there. But still, you have the chance to do skin tone, hair colors, all that stuff. It's very cool. Love that. The same thing, you can do that. Let's go into so that takes the hit. Let's go into our next avatar that I like. Like I said, I know a good amount of kanji, I know a good amount of Japanese, of course, because that's what my company does. Let's call it Liga Studios. We do dubbing for animation and everything, and localization, but I still can't keep up with the pace of it. So right now, the story to a point is pretty good, but it's one of those stories that you know that it takes a back seat once you get to the open world. I mean, that's just what it is, the nature of RPGs, or including JRPGs. So we'll go with that. The next thing we should say, I'll go into and saying that the world, like I said, is lived in. I wish that to make it better lived in was that the animals attack each other, but they don't to a degree, and that'll make it more like, okay, you see a herbivore and a carnivore, and they'll attack each other, like, okay, and you might sneak in and get a couple hits to get the animals. That'll make the world feel more lived in, but again, it's just basically a gripe, not really a super thing. Sorry about that noise right there. Let's see. And also, you get an aggros. You gotta watch your icons above to see aggros. When you see that, you will see if these animals will attack you or not. Let's put it this way: you don't like the wolf-looking, liger-looking things. Those things, yeah, they have high aggro and they will attack you in packs. So you gotta watch out for those things, including the damn monkeys. Good grief! I don't know why these things are like so angry, but. Hey, the brontosaurus-looking thing, you could walk beside those things and nothing will happen. Problem is, though, don't accidentally hit the attack button, because one step from that thing and you basically dead. So you gotta watch what you're doing in this world. Now, the next thing about the game that I'll have to say, and I'll put my bias up front. I'm a person who loves the gamepad, not for the off-screen gameplay, but I think Nintendo and whoever used the gamepad beyond the map has done a very good job of it. So I'm biased to that point. You might think not, that's you. I think it is. The gamepad is used very well in this game. I'm not using it fully because I don't understand every like I said, kanji lettering of everything. But when you get to use the hop, which is the camera that you throw up in the air and you look around, holy crap, that just makes you think, how the hell they're packing all this world into this game? It's just humongous. So when you basically light up the hexagon part of the map and you're like, okay, I can fast travel to there and everything, you're like, wow, I got a long way to go. So this is just crazy. They use it for all the gamepad is used very well from my point of view. Again, you can go into more in-depth detail with Player Essence, sorry. But it's just used very well. Okay, another part of the game that I like is alright. Now, let's get to the part of the game that I would say I have a problem with. And I mean a problem, it's not a big problem. I love the story, I love the game, I love the scope, it's very good, I love that point of the game. The thing that I'm saying is, between Blade and X, I am not a fan of the battle system. I'm sorry, but I never liked the battle system in Blade, and I don't like the battle system in X to a certain degree. They improved some stuff, and that's why we break out right here. But you see, the thing with Blade and X that the battle system I don't like is not a 1-to-1 hit ratio. That's just something that that doesn't just mesh with me that well. See, I like when you swing the sword, like in Blade, you swing the sword, that's good. But if there's a bunch of people packed together and you're not watching what's going on, that you might get separated and you'll see Shulk not swinging the sword because he's not close enough to the target and there's just so much stuff going on. Now they remedy this with using guns, which is that's what I say. That's the part that's pretty good. The guns now, the range is a little more further back, and you can use guns to attack from a little distance now. But like I said, it's not the one-to-one hit which I like. You see, to me, and this is my opinion, the best system I like. I played some Final Fantasies, and I got some are good, some are not good in that way either. But to me, like Tales, I love the Tales battle system. You swing the sword, it hits that person. You could stun them and everything just with a swing because you know what you did. It's a one-to-one, and also you could do some cool combos with the Tales system. That's why I like the Tales battle system more than anything else. Because it also goes that if somebody's hitting you, your enemy's hitting you, you also feel the hit too. But if they're gonna cast a magic spell or something that's like energy blast, whatever, you could run, you could avoid it. You could unlock the lock and run around and miss the fireballs. Or if they shoot a circle and the glyph and you're not in the glyph, they won't get hit. You could do that in Tales. That's what I like. The problem in X and Blade is still, and it's still there, is if I'm far away from a creature and they do a physical attack, I still get hit. I don't like that. Including in X where, you know, you try to escape. You find out, oh man, I'm crazy, whatever. I'm crazy low on energy. I'm gonna in HP. I'm gonna die. And I say, okay, let's escape because I'm gonna get my butt handed to me. I'm running away. I'm 20, 30, 40 feet away, and the creature does a punch or scratch or a claw, whatever, and I still get hit because they lock onto me. But that part of the game I don't like. I have to be honest with that point. I don't like that kind of part of the game. It's not the visual, it's not the cohesion of if you attack with a physical attack and I'm far away that I still get hit. I don't like that. Now if you attack me with like some magical energy blast or something, that makes kind of like a sense. And in some monsters, they do pull it off. But most monsters, like I said, you will feel that, how the heck I got hit and I'm this far away from this creature? So, it is what it is. So that's my gripe with, like I said, the battle system. It is what it is. They improve certain things of it, don't get me wrong, that you could initiate and it give you a better chance of creating links and combos, which is good. From Blade, that is good. But I just had to point that out for people who are maybe on my side of the fence. If you're not on my side of the fence, that's cool. You love the battle system. Hey, it's the same what you like. It's a little improved with the guns and stuff. So enjoy that when it comes out. Now I'll say 3 things right here to end off my discussion. 1, get yourself a hard drive, or if you want to get yourself a flash drive to put in your Wii U, so you don't have to connect it. Right? Because you don't even need to get a big gig. Maybe get 125 gig hard drive. This game is big. It's 22 gigs. It's 22 gigs really, and then you will need, and there's 14 gigs. It's gonna be a patching, and the patching gigs is basically to up the load time, so you don't be long on the loads. I mean, I tested it with and without just to see what it is. It is a big difference, but again, it's something that I've seen. I'm gonna do a video about this, about society right now. We're creating our own ADHD. We're creating our own stuff that we short spanning our minds now just to get the instant gratification. So, but get a hard drive but like I said, I like the way that Nintendo did it. They give you packs. So if you want, it's 14 gigs altogether, but it gave you packs. If you want to speed up the loading time for the worlds, you can have that, or you want to speed up the loading time for the animation for the creatures, or for the humans, or for your characters. Those packs, you could choose that if you think that's what it is. If you're a person who just bought the Wii U and you don't have, how should I say, you don't have the space to do certain things, and if you're strapped for money. But again, you get a 128 hard drive or 100 gig hard drive for like $30 from Tiger Direct. I mean, I got me a 2 terabyte for $59.99, so hell. But just let you know, do that. And next thing is, and this should be flashing above right now in the video, in the link, is basically get yourself Unless you happy with plugging in to your gamepad all the time or had it connected, get yourself the high capacity battery. Trust me, it's worth it. This game uses a lot of stuff on the gamepad I'm going to talk about. I need access to everything because, again, I know enough about Japanese and kanji to be dangerous. Let's say that. But get yourself a high capacity battery. I have links up, like I said, the link above right now. Check out the video about that. I put links in the description of places you could buy that battery and what to do with the old battery and everything else and how to install it. If you have a 3DX XL, you already have the screwdriver to put in the battery. So get that, because if you're gonna play this game for some long periods, you need, I would say, yeah, you're gonna need this. Third, now, Liga Studios, the company that I own, if Nintendo, everybody's want to know when this game is gonna come out. I'm gonna give you my honest assessment of it. And if I could be wrong, and I'm not gonna be, I'll be happier if I'm wrong. Now, right now, they're still tweaking the game and doing certain stuff. So there might be stuff in this Japanese version that don't make it through the American version because they're tweaking on it still. Now, if Nintendo brings this game out, as everybody wanted to bring it out in July or August, I would have to say Nintendo spent a lot of money and got a lot of people to localize this game. Because remember, it's not easy to localize a game. Everybody thinks it's easy, and it's not. It really is. Translation, oh, it's simple. No, it's not. No, it ain't. Stop that. It takes time to get it right. It takes time to make sure you understand, including in a game like this where you have so many dialogue and side quests and everything you have. That's a lot of data to do. Let me give you an easy example. If you're gonna do the English language from Japanese, basically it's 3 times longer than Japanese in many cases, depending on what kind of situation. Like I said, it's an RPG, so it makes 3 times more. And basically it's like 5 times more when it comes data to kanji. So it takes a while to do that stuff, and of course you also gotta do the voice acting and the dialogue. And with animes it's a little bit easier. You would sync up the voices easier. With Japanese, you're syncing up to the data streams, and it's not as easy as it is to some games. You're gonna still get the loose lip not syncing up with the words coming out of the person's mouth. It is what it is. I've noticed that many times over the 15 years that I've been doing my work. Like I said, Liga Studios have been doing stuff with Sunrise Production, Gunzo, Funimation, animation studios like that. So, if I have to give my true assessment, like I said, let Nintendo spend the money and spend the time to get all these people to localize this game. Because remember, it's not only going to be in English, it's going to be in German, it's going to be in French, it's going to be in Portuguese, it's going to be in Spanish. And they're going to put all that stuff on the same disc so they could make it easier for them to make the game to the western part of the world. That's just what it is. I would say this game will come out late 2015. It might be the November spot, the December spot, seeing how many stuff is on this game, or it might be pushed back to early 2016, around February or something like that. If the localization is not as easy as a lot of people think it is. So I would say that's my honest assessment of what will be when this game comes to the US. Now again, if I could be proven wrong with E3 around the corner and Nintendo started the localization to a degree and got hundreds of people to say, let's get this together and start localizing this, for a while. Cause you don't, the one thing a lot of people need to understand, you do not localize a game for the English market, let's say that. Like 50% in the gaming or whatever, you localize it about 80 to 90% when the game is almost finished, because basically right then is they're doing the tweaking and test playing gameplay that you don't fall to the earth, no glitches, all that stuff. Again, you're gonna have that no matter what, but I'm just saying they're doing that test right there, so you got a point, because again, you have to think of all the scenarios of you asking this person, you reading this text, you doing that text. You don't want to do it midway, because again, it might not gel with the words and you have to change things around. So again, if Nintendo went all about and wanted to rush this game for you guys to get it, that's great for you wanting July and August. I don't see it, but again, I could be wrong. I'm going from my assessment, but don't be surprised if this game get pushed back to 2016. It might come at the end of 2015, but I won't be surprised getting pushed back to 2016, the beginning of 2016, which will be a good spot because it'll be a nice long stretch with the game. So with that said, that is my assessment of Xenoblade Chronicles X. I like it so far. I'm gonna play a little bit more just to get the feel for it, and then I'll put it down because I'll wait for the US version to come out. Because one thing about Japanese, including you guys who want this region lock thing, RPGs. I don't know how you guys think you go learn where to go and everything if you don't understand kanji and there's no subtitles and everything. But whatever. It's one of the arrogance of human to think that, oh yeah, a region lock and I can play all these certain games. Certain games will work good without a region lock. I admit to that, but many of the Japanese RPGs, no. So anyway, this is your boy Liger signing out. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Simply play them games.